All right, we're up with the first of two Green Bay Packers picks. It's Quay Walker. He did go in the first round, the Georgia linebacker, first linebacker off the board. Didn't you predict this?
I did. Yeah. Bold predictions on the PFF NFL Daily.
Bold. Well, the betting markets have been moving that way.
But they hadn't at that point.
Not at that point.
I was ahead of the markets. I set the market. Me. On the Daily.
This whole first round is just Georgia defense. And Quay Walker, one of those guys. Look, Nakobe Dean next to him. Shorter. Yeah, it's like Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean. Except like if you were way more productive than me.
Well, yeah, so the better player.
Oh, no, I don't like that. But first round pick. I got the look. So Quay Walker, I mean, it's like a built-in-a-lab linebacker, right? Just like Trayvon Walker.
Yeah.
Was built in a lab, right? All the Walkers.
The Walker brothers.
There's a lot of Walkers actually have come through Georgia the last couple of years. So Quay, 6'4", he's fast. He's a good football player. He's not that exciting of a football player, though. Doesn't have a lot of splash plays on film. Just a good, solid, productive linebacker. And even the production was probably lacking from a grading standpoint.
Yeah. So, look, this is one of the more fun exercises you can do, right? Basically, the entire Georgia defense is getting drafted in the first couple of rounds. Throw on any Georgia tape. Anyone. Pick your one and just run through it and ask yourself who's the best player on this defense, right? A lot of the times you're going to come away from it and you're going to say Nakobe Dean at linebacker, number 17, that's the best player on this defense. That dude flies through the football. He makes a ton of plays. He makes plays in all areas, coverage, pass rush, against the run. He is the best player on this defense. Now, look, you can argue that, okay, he's enabled by the monsters up front. Jalen Carter, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis. These guys free him up to be the player he is, right? But you can't argue that Quay Walker is better, because he isn't and hasn't been. Not even close.
But this is about projection, Sam.
So Nakobe Dean had a PFF grade last year of 92, the best graded player on the Georgia defense. Quay Walker was at 72, 20 grading points lower, and like the 15th best graded player on the defense that starts 11 guys at any one time? Look, I get it's about projection and it's about taking an athlete that can be a better NFL player. But at some point, there's evidence that this guy is not as good as the guy that was playing a very similar position right next to him.
Here's where the projection comes from. 6'4", what I mentioned, 242, big linebacker, 68th percentile arm length. I like arm length at linebacker. You got to shed blocks. You have to make plays in zone coverage and traffic. 3-cone, sub-7. That is excellent. 4.52, 40-yard dash. That's 90th percentile. When you get to on the field, I think Walker's a little, and Renner breaks this down really well, I think, in the NFL draft guide. It's what I saw as well. He's just a little slow to diagnose as far as plays go.
As opposed to Dean, who Dean flies everywhere. Is immediate.
How much of that is scheme, though? I don't know. But all I'm saying is Walker, it's almost like he's waiting for offensive linemen to get to him in the run game at the second level sometimes. And then he's only got one tackle for loss in his entire career, so he doesn't use that athleticism on the field. Maybe it's a deployment issue, but that's a question mark. And then in coverage, he's solid, right? He is one of the most solid all-around. The dude just makes every tackle. And when you watch him, it's just, when you watch a lot of linebackers, they miss 10, 12, 15 tackles a year. He misses a handful, right? He just makes the plays. One of the best tackling linebackers from a stat standpoint over the last couple of years. So there's a lot to like. And look, Renner's comp in the draft guide that you can get, PFF Elite, use draft 50. It's Devondre Campbell, the same guy that he'll be playing next to with the Packers.
Who, by the way, was basically a solo linebacker for Green Bay last year and played all of the snaps. And they re-upped for 5 years, $50 million. So immediately there's what is his role even in this team? The guy that plays the majority of the linebacker snaps, they just re-signed and is an all-pro. This is a weird draft pick for a team that, look, we came into this and it's look, the Packers may have traded away the best wide receiver in the game, but at least we'll finally give Aaron Rodgers some first-round receiver help. And their first pick is the worst Georgia linebacker.
Well, they're going to circle back and get more Georgia players later. We'll discuss that separately, but right now, they're going to go linebacker, Quay Walker. What's Rodgers think? What does he think?
Probably the same thing he thought when they drafted his replacement a couple of years ago.
No, it's not as bad.
What is this crap I'm looking at? Where's my wide receiver?
Quay Walker has a lot of special team snaps too, and we know that's why the
And I bet Rodgers is sitting there going, great, our special teams is going to improve by leaps and bounds. Now, to be fair, it stank last year.
It will.
But, can a guy get somebody to throw to? That's what Rodgers is sitting there thinking.
Quay Walker, safe. He's a linebacker, and he tackles really well.